Hello everyone, so welcome back to another video. This is totally improv. I'm so sorry about this if I sound either confused or too excited, but I couldn't contain myself because this kind of stands out in multiple different ways. This has just appeared on Twitter. I reshared it. This is a new model kit in the Re-Rise line, the Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise line. And it has some familiar points and some interesting things on it that I think are going to be cool if they're included in the actual show. I don't know whether they're going to be in like a side manga or whether it's going to be in the show. But something tells me it might be. And I'll get to that in a bit, but this is just a cool design just from looking at it at the beginning. We'll go over this in detail. Like, one of the cool things we see here is that it has beam emitters on both of these shields, which also have claws on them. And before we go any further, I'd like to point out that when going through this, we're going to look at like a load of transformable joints that are hidden all over the place that make the suit look really bulky when it's not. It's really thin and very feminine looking, I would say, which kind of gives away what may be happening, because I think this is going to be an upgrade suit in the actual show. So I'm just going to out myself now in terms of what I think about this, because like I said, this is totally improv. I'm too excited, so I'm just going to come out with this right now, and we'll go over everything as to why I think certain things in a little bit. So I think this is May's upgrade suit from the show, in the latter half of it, or the end of it. And I think this is based on the Astray No Name from original Build Divers. Now, the reason for that, apart from it being an Astray unit, is the head. The head clearly has the horns of the Astray No Name, and it has armor parts which resemble or use the same runners from the Astray No Name, just these bits here. I know it's like a really, really big stretch just saying, oh, these bits, they definitely come from the No Name, but they come specifically from the cape section, and it might just reuse those parts, but the fact that it has external armor parts that make it bulkier, similar to the other cape, and then the fact that it, again, clearly has a cape in its design, I think we might see Tsukasa back in it, or we might get some reference to him again. Tsukasa was the original builder of the No Name, and the No Name, for anyone who doesn't remember, considering I brought it up so many times in different videos, was one of the best parts of the original Build Divers, and it was because the fight sequence with it was amazing and the style of the suit was really cool. It was totally different to anything else. So the reason why I think this is related to May is mainly the color scheme. It sounds really obvious, but it looks exactly like her L-Diver form, kind of, with the color scheme and her normal outfit that she wears in GBN. So we've got the whites, we've got black accents on the legs with the sort of like teal lights all over the place, and it's a uniform color scheme that, apart from the external armor parts like the cape and everything, the entire thing uses this kind of black, teal and white color scheme, so it kind of gives it away a little bit. Like I said, it's tentative. It has no name at the moment, which is kind of ironic. But yeah, this has no actual product name at the moment, so we don't know what it is. We can't get anything from that. But I definitely think the color scheme alone sells it on it being May's upgrade. We've got, like I said, we've got the head unit, which gives away this kind of vibe of the Astray No Name with the horns. But you'll see it's slightly changed from the No Name. It doesn't look like it has the clear visor on the back like the No Name had. Instead, we have what looks like a mono eye here, and then the actual normal faceplate, and the V-fin isn't like the original Astray No Names. It looks a little bit rounder and smoothed off, so it's not as aggressive in its design, and its face looks slightly rounded as well, which is pretty cool. Instead of having the asymmetrical design, they've then gone for this sort of full armoured cape that hangs off both sides, and that can then be turned into like a set of guns by the look of it. Or we've got these hidden weapons which are like wired lance style things that shoot out. Now, This is really cool on multiple different levels, mainly because I think this has some sort of beast form, and the reason why I think that is not only just because it has claws here as like a dead giveaway, but when we look at some of the other stuff, specifically with like this shot here, apart from the claws on the arms, you can see that there are what appears to be feet here. We'll try and look through. Doesn't quite show it off in that shot, but in this one we can see there's like a ball joint and what looks like a transform joint there, so this all flips that way. And then in one of the other images, I think it's this one, you can see that there's connecting bits down here at the leg, so this entire thing flips around and becomes some sort of like leg or extra leg that looks totally different. It kind of reminds me of there was ages ago, I can't remember the name of it now. I've made reference to it in one of my mass builder videos where I go ahead and make Gundams in it. There's a purple Astray frame that has like a beast form, and it just reminds me of that. Like some of these hints of a transformation just remind me of that. Let's have a look here. We've got some sort of other white part that sits on top that doesn't look like it really does much. These giant gun things here, they have me interested because they look in this shot like they have some sort of piece that is either taken out or folds out. So this entire thing could fold into something else. I don't know what, but it's interesting. There's also a slot there for these little bits, so I don't know whether it looks like those clip in the back, but I'm not entirely sure. You can just get very slight details from this. We also get the hip joints, which look like that slides back and then can rotate on about, say a 45 or something. I might be wrong there, but it looks like you can just slide and pivot, so it gets more range of motion. You can see the back skirt on it at this shot, because we don't have any back shots of it at the moment, but the back skirt looks pretty big from this angle. Trying to see if we've got anything else here. These shoulders are what do it for me, because clearly these parts come off at the side here, or at least they rotate because of the way you can see the panels and the way they fit on. And also just here as well, there's a seam that they've kind of hidden well there, so it implies that this entire thing comes off, and you can just about see what might look like a connecting piece of plastic there. It looks like a almost like a socket or something that just plugs into the armor to keep it attached. There's also something here as well that looks like a polycap. But yeah, I'm really loving this. It looks really cool. I imagine if you take off all the armor, it'll look really nice and slender and feminine. Like, it does look bulky like this, don't get me wrong, it still looks cool. But I like the idea that it's a completely different frame underneath, and you can, what looks like, take off most of this and just get a very skeletal Astray underneath. But yeah, this is definitely hiding something. It's like it's hiding way more than it's giving off here. But it's definitely another transforming mobile suit. Maybe not like a massive amount of transformation, you know, in terms of changing its complete appearance. But it definitely has something extra up its sleeve, and I can't wait. I really can't wait, because episode 13, like I've said before many a time, was my favourite episode for Build Divers Re-Rise, and it was just because of how well it was animated. And ever since then, I've liked the Astray No Name just because of how good that animation was for that one episode, and also the fact that they built it up to be really cool, but then underutilized it. But I think, in hindsight, the fact that it's not shown on screen so much is kind of what makes it cooler for me, because you kind of only have the really good sequences of it. You never really see it get like totally, completely trashed. And it does make up for some of the most important parts of Build Divers, like Season 1, so it'd be pretty interesting to see if this is an upgrade suit for Mei in Re-Rise, how it plays into everything, because she's obviously had the Wodan pod for a little bit, and then her actual, like, Eldiver form, I think it is, like, mobile doll form. But it'd be interesting to see how this plays into everything, and what this is implying from taking this design, because by taking the No Name frame, then I'm assuming Tsukasa's going to come back into the picture somehow. Maybe as a good guy, I don't know. But yeah, that possibility as well has me hyped, because they didn't really show him off too much after he got defeated, or so-called defeated, in the first season, like Bill Divers. They didn't show him off enough after that, and then in the end he ended up helping Sura come out of GBN and into a mobile doll body, or into a gun platform. So I'm hoping we'll get some more of Tsukasa from this, and see if it's Mei's final upgrade. Anyway, what do you guys think? I'll see you in the comments section, and yeah, keep tuned for more Gundam videos. Sorry, this is a bit improv. Bye.